Because my art...
Alright everyone, I'm Delix. I have a friend named TEEBRY on here. He was one of my...
Hello!
Greetings! He was one of my inspirations to start YouTube. My first video I've ever found of yours was why you should watch Naruto, and back then you only had 1K at the time, or maybe less, I'm not sure, but having an honor to record with you is a privilege. So everyone, thank TEEBRY for being here. He's an inspiration.
Hello, I'm happy to be here.
Alright, so we're going to talk about the Uchiha's curse. So, the concept of the curse, obviously you have Obito who wanted to help old ladies and be kind and try to make excuses, and he was just like this nervous kid that tried to help his friends, but like he always got scolded by Kakashi and Minato, and he always tried to do the right thing, and then all of a sudden he gets like possessed by the Uchiha's curse because of Madara. He made him go into darkness, and I like how Madara took advantage of that curse to make Obito for who he was, and it just played him to the point where you can't even recognize his character anymore. I mean, he comes from a character to help out everybody to a guy that comes to the village, tries to kill everyone, uses the Nine Tails to destroy the village, try to kill Kushina and Minato. You get the point. So from your point of view, you can talk. Let's talk about your perspective of Sasuke, of how you think how the Uchiha curse worked in his favor. You know, from good guy to nice guy to evil guy to take over the world. You know probably more about Sasuke's character than me on the direction that he went on, because I'm not a huge Sasuke fan, but I do understand him. But I want to hear from your concept. How did you see his development grow from the Uchiha's curse after finding out the truth from Itachi?
Oh, hold on. I have a sort of an interesting take on the curse here. And that is that I don't think that it's real.
Really?
I don't think it's a curse in the sense of an actual curse, as in like, oh, all Uchiha are destined to get mad like this, you know?
Yeah, not all. Tobirama said there were some that escaped the curse.
Right, and I think the curse is more so like a metaphor for like just the Uchiha having a bad history of just it really stems from Madara, you know? If you can pretty much trace everything bad that happened to the Uchiha back to Madara, and I don't think the curse is like a literal thing. I think it's more of like a, hey, these guys are cursed because this family has a history of bad things that happened to them. But I don't think it's a literal curse, as in like these people are like cursed to do this. No matter what happens to them, they are going to become evil. Because I think it's more so a result of the history of their clan than it is an actual curse.
Because it's pretty
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, but like when you look at Itachi, like after he did what he did to his family, he could have came back for revenge and tried to take everyone down in the Leaf Village, but he tried to look on the concept like I don't want no one to die in general. Like he probably
Itachi didn't really get affected by the curse, if you think about it. I mean, he did do stuff as a result of of this so-called curse. But he himself didn't get like overcome with hatred and stuff like that.
But what if he did, but he had to keep fighting it while being in the Akatsuki? Like, that's the thing I wanted to know. Like, how did Itachi live his life during the Akatsuki? Like, did he have to keep fighting his emotions? Did he always wonder about Danzo and Sasuke? Like, we don't know. He was playing a character.
I feel like that's like a huge thing that wasn't really explored in Naruto, because like
he clearly doesn't want to be there because everyone's killing people, like the Akatsuki are killing and doing all this other stuff,
like,
and he doesn't want to be there.
On missions and stuff, like what did he do?
He probably held back his emotions heavily for how many years was he in the Akatsuki? He played a character for like 5 years, maybe even more, but it probably hurt him. But he probably had to hide all that hate back.
Right, and he did. I remember seeing some. I forgot what it was. There was a flashback where it showed him and his original partner, the guy with Zabuza's sword. I forgot what his name was. But he was killing Miss Ninja and stuff. Like, he was doing the mission. The
Akatsuki were doing things behind the scenes before they went on the Tel Beast hunt. So whatever they ordered Itachi to do, he had to do it, and he probably didn't want to do it. And but like,
Right.
and like Sasuke's hatred didn't like after he found out about the truth about Itachi, he was good for a while, but his hatred grew only when he fought Danzo, because that's when he stopped caring about his teammates more and more, and then it possessed him to the point where like he doesn't care about anything besides getting his revenge on the Leaf. Like Obito's like saying, Sasuke, there's a war coming. He's like, oh, I don't care, just care about the village. But like, it's a whole war. I don't care. I just care about the village, and it's just like he's so fixated on destroying the village.
And I think that Sasuke, the reason why it affected Sasuke the way it did is because Sasuke is the reincarnation of Indra, which is like the origin of the curse. So it's his and Madara's curse more than it is any other Uchiha.
Like Tobirama said, they are the deepest clan to like love more than anyone else, and once they have that love be destroyed, taken from them, they just can't control anymore. But they never really explain how can you control it.
It's shown in their Sharingan as well, because like losing something that you love is how you unlock the next stage of the Sharingan. So it's in their blood.
But those like Shisui and Itachi, how did they hold back their hatred? Like how did they program their mind to not go down that road? Because clearly Sasuke just could not hold it, but how did they do it? That was not explained.
And I think that's what I'm saying. I think that they have more of a control over it because they are not the reincarnation of Indra, whereas Indra's just constantly like he's angry, like they're born angry pretty much just because of their reincarnation, and not like they didn't have the spirit of Indra or the Indra's chakra within them.
Or what about being more sensitive? Because Sasuke was always sensitive compared to Itachi, if you think about it.
True, Itachi was very hardened and able to hold everything in. Yeah.
And he was able, I mean, he acted out once against his clan. You remember when Sasuke told him to like stop, and then just hearing his brother's voice snapped him out of his thing, and that's when he apologized to his father and the Uchiha members. He was like, I'm sorry, but I was not the one that killed Shisui, but I'm completely sorry for acting out. Just hearing his brother's voice snapped him out of the hatred. And it's because that proves the fact that only, like, from Hitachi's point of view, love and family could save him, but Sasuke is a character that abandoned that. So when he abandoned it, and when he tried to reach him, like when Naruto and Sasuke tried to reach him, he was already too far gone. It's because he abandoned it. But Hitachi was the person that like just could not abandon anyone. So maybe it's just a difference of just who you are as a person. Sasuke was able to separate ties, but Hitachi couldn't, no matter what.
And that's why I don't think that the curse is necessarily a real thing. I think it's just that there's a few select members of the Uchiha clan that are unable to control this very well, and they pretty much cause the problems in the clan for everybody else, which is mainly just Sasuke and Madara.
Obito was especially sensitive to like everything.
Right, and I think the thing with Obito is that is also Madara's fault, because Madara's seen it as a opportunity to manipulate him.
But I like the idea of taking it. But I really do like the concept of taking advantage of this curse to control a person, to make him into a puppet. Like Madara knew the curse so well, where he actually like understood it, and he was able to like work with it. Like Madara had like.
I don't know, because I feel like if anybody was in Obito's situation, Uchiha or not, he would have been able to manipulate.
Even Sasuke, because Madara said if Sasuke was born before Obito, he could have been like his best apprentice. Like he mentioned it, but that's when Madara was like, "No, it's too late for regrets."
Right. Well, Sasuke couldn't have been born. I mean,
he said if it would have been a completely different situation.
It's just weird because. Because Sasuke wouldn't have been the same person, I don't think, if he was born before Madara's death, because then he wouldn't have been the next reincarnation, you know?
But I can't really, but the thing is, I think Sasuke was more controlled of evil than Madara, because Madara was a loving person, and he knew the curse, and he knew the difference between right and wrong, and he didn't become evil for the sake of evil. Like, I felt like the world just made him for what he was at the end, because everyone rejected him. No one paid attention to his opinions. We don't know what Madara wanted to do for the future for the shinobi world, because he said he was rejected multiple times, and Hashirama and him couldn't meet eye to eye. So he left the village because he was like, okay, no one's paying attention to me, no one's respecting me, no one's agreeing with my opinions. Why should I just be in the village? And he did come back with hatred with the Nine Tails and try to end Hashirama's life. But the more I think about it, he did say because of Hashirama, it led to future wars because he's the one that gave all the tail beasts to other nations. But if Madara came back to kill Hashirama and destroy the village, a lot would have probably changed, and he could have maybe saved a lot of lives because Pain is the character that introduces that the Hidden Leaf Village is responsible for a lot of wars. So maybe in the way Madara knew what the right cause was for is to like maybe end the Leaf Village in Hashirama because that would have changed everything. Naga's parents would have been alive. Maybe I'm not sure.
I feel like it's more so like Hashirama knew that it probably wasn't as easy as Madara might have thought. To like he's I mean Hashirama's a lot like Naruto, right? Like he's willing to put everything on the line to do things without anyone getting hurt, and even if that means like a harder road ahead, you know what I mean? So like even if that means more wars in the future, he's not gonna like take out the Leaf Village, right? Because there's innocent people there. So like he would put the life of one person over the potential lives of others. But I feel like Madara would be more as weird as it is, because Danzo was like hated the Uchiha and he was responsible for their death, right? As weird as it is, I think that Madara would rule things more similar to Danzo. He would be more hardcore about things. Like, if there was an enemy, he would kill them. He wouldn't try to reason them, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he'd be a lot more like Danzo was than like a benevolent
But I kind of feel like Madara was more understanding than Danzo. Like, I feel like Danzo was just so corrupt. Like, he just wanted everything to go his way, but Hashirama and Madara try to have an understanding at least. Danzo's like, he doesn't want to have an understanding with anyone. He just wants everyone to obey him, period, because he just never was able to become Hokage. But like when Madara, like, lost everything, including his brother, he still tried to build a village with Hashirama. He still laughed with Hashirama. But when Sasuke lost everything, he was like, alright, I'm just gonna kill everybody. But Madara didn't do that. He still tried to make some kind of peace with Hashirama. He still tried to do the right thing. But Sasuke, he just couldn't hold anymore. That's why I don't feel like the curse, whatever you want to call it, didn't really affect Madara completely, because he still was able to remain calm. He still was able to plan a little bit of what he wanted to do. He didn't go on a killing spree, and when he did want a killing spree, it was just one person, Hashirama. He couldn't stand him. Everyone else, I don't feel like he cared to attack to. I cared to kill or attack with. I think it was just Hashirama. He just could not get over with him. I don't know why, because Tobirama was the one that killed his brother, not Hashirama, but in general...
right, but it goes back to that reincarnation where it's like, even if they didn't meet each other, he'd be drawn to want to kill Hashirama just because it's Ashura and Indra.
And I feel like the curse mostly like just affected Obito and Sasuke the most, but then again, like I said, that could have been due to just being more sensitive, because Obito was completely sensitive. Like Madara, Obito lost one person, Ren. Madara lost like his whole family and his father, but he still remained his sanity. Obito was like, I'm just gonna like end the whole world. I'm just gonna kill innocent people. But Madara didn't do that. I mean, like, you could say in a way it was, because if it wasn't for Madara, there would be no Obito doing what he did. But at the same time,
right? Like if Obito would have just went back to the village after Madara healed him, like if he would have just gotten away from Madara and wasn't tricked by him, and then the Leaf Village just took him back in, I don't think that the curse would have affected him the same way.
Not at all, but
it was Madara's fault, really. That's why I'm saying I think the whole curse stems just solely from whoever is Indra's reincarnation. I don't think it falls outside of that.
I don't think it was ever explained that way, though. I mean, we only.
I mean, the curse stemmed from. It was explained that the curse stemmed from Ashura and Indra fighting. Like that. That's where it started. Like their family's hatred. But I feel like without the Indra reincarnation, it's not as bad.
But
for the Uchiha.
When Tobirama said, from his experience, there had to been other Uchihas during his time besides Madara that saw the path to go down this dark path, because he wouldn't tell Sasuke the Uchiha clan is the most sensitive to love, because if that was true, I'm just saying, like, the way that Tobirama explained it, there had to be more members for him to say the Uchiha clan is possessed by evil. If it was just one Uchiha, Madara, then that wouldn't mean the whole clan. Right. That wouldn't mean the whole clan.
It's because they're descendants of him, so it's like it's strongest in the reincarnation itself, right? But then the descendants are also, like, I'm not saying that they're not affected by it as well. I'm just saying that, like, the brunt of it, like the most of it, would come from or stem from the reincarnation. If there was no reincarnation, they would be able to be like controlled better.
And Zetsu said that it took 1,000 years to finally meet Madara, which means there were probably other Uchiha that experienced this curse before Tobirama even said anything, which makes things a little more complicated because all the other Uchihas, Tobirama wasn't there to see. So it's like, it's like where are you getting your other information? Because only Madara was possessed.
Tobirama was pretty racist towards the Uchiha.
So, okay, so the reincarnation thing is probably responsible to some, like Sasuke and Madara. Obito was probably just a sensitive person, but he wasn't maybe affected by the curse. And if Madara was affected by the curse, I felt like he still had the upper hand to control it. Like I said, like he still like remained his sanity to try to work with Hashirama about a village. But Sasuke, you know, he didn't want to go back to the village. He just wanted to like go back there to kill everyone, not to make peace. But at least Madara was able to keep his sanity to try to make a small difference until his hatred grew. But what happened is that Tobirama had a meeting with Hashirama, so and he was being very suspicious about them, and they were doing this and this, and Hashirama opened the window, and he saw the leaf that Madara was holding, and he knew that Madara was spying on him. And after that, apparently that's when Madara had a conversation with Hashirama about the true dreams of the far future and all this other stuff, and he couldn't comprehend what he was saying, and then he left, and then whatever happened during that time, I guess he was just so pissed off of Hashirama, and it wasn't really explained why. Like Hashirama tried to work with him so much, but Madara just would not like listen to him. And I get it, he doesn't want to listen to him because everyone else didn't listen to Madara's opinion. So it's like, why is that only fair? Because Madara probably had good intentions, but since everyone rejected him, it's really hard to see what kind of person Madara could have been if people just gave him more credit. His Uchiha clan abandoned him because they didn't want to. Whatever Madara asked of them to do, they didn't want to do it because they made their peace with the Senju. It's like, why do we have to do anything else? Like, we have a home, we made peace. What do you want? Maybe that's what led it. I'm not sure, but it just wasn't.
See, I wonder what Madara's actual proposition was, because from what I understood was that what Madara wanted to do was so outlandish that Hashirama disagreed with him. Like, I had assumed that Madara was like, hey, yo, we should put everyone under a Genjutsu so then there's no war. And Hashirama was like, what?
I don't think he didn't tell him about any of that until the war. That's when he told Hashirama about the Hokage situation. Again, what's the story that Madara told Hashirama Hokage is completely different of how Hagoromoto told Naruto and Sasuke, which is kind of plot holy or contradicting, whatever you want to say it. But I'm just saying in general.
Madara just didn't know what he was talking about.
I guess, but in general, yeah, I wish we got to see more of what happened on Madara's journey besides getting the Nine Tails. Like, he probably had a lot of time just to think about a lot before he came back all mad and crazy, but in general, I just feel like Madara was able to just
and to Sasuke, like, a lot younger and more hot-headed than Madara.
Oh, Madara lived his whole life to think about a lot of things before Sasuke lived long enough to even make a final decision. Madara knew what he wanted. He lived into his 90s or 80s. Like, he was pretty old.
He's a lot more experienced and I'd say probably wiser because of that than Sasuke.
Like, even
so that might be part of the explanation as to why Sasuke lashed out so much harder. Like, is because he's a teenager.
Like, even in the war, I kind of feel like Sasuke only came to the war just to end things, just to get with Naruto, because when he came to the war, he told Obito, you're not the one that's going to sever bonds, I am. And then you have Sasuke still trying to take down Madara, consumed with his hatred. He just can't focus. And Madara, like, he's chill, he's having a good time. He even let Sasuke stab him and invited him to join on his side. Like, Madara, whatever was going through
he's a very big fan of combat.
I feel like he just knew how to control his emotions. Like, he's had his moments, obviously, to try to kill Hashirama, but after all that has ended, after Hashirama's time has ended, after Tobirama died, Madara had so much time just to think, and eventually he came to an understanding. This is what I want to do, the Project Infant Tsukiyomi. But I agree with you. Like, he had so much time to live longer to discover what he wanted and who he truly was. While Sasuke, he wasn't in a place like that. Like, everyone that Madara had a problem with, they all died. He lived long enough to like figure what he wanted after his enemies have died. Sasuke, all his enemies are still around, and all he can think about is hatred. But while Madara was like, isolated and quarantined under the ground while everyone else was dead, I'm pretty sure that gave him, a lot of progress to think about other things. And I don't feel like Sasuke got that opportunity, but it's only because, once again, Madara lived longer than him to think about his regrets, probably.
Yeah, I mean, everything happened very fast for Sasuke. He was just kind of thrown into this fucking hate.
But
He
yeah,
didn't really have time to process it like Madara did at all.
but all in general, I just still like the concept of just like loving someone so dear and it just changes you. Like, I love how Obito was so innocent and so kind at the very beginning, and then he becomes dark. He controls the Akatsuki. He plans things. He planned everything behind the scenes. He just got colder and colder, and when the mask came off, he got more emotional, more angry. And I just like the concept of like changing an innocent person to a very dark person. And curse or not, it's just the idea itself is just really fun in my opinion. That's why people hate Sasuke, because they couldn't understand his character. But it's the idea of this curse is what changed him, and I do like that route.
Sasuke is my boy.
The only thing I didn't like is when he threatened to kill everybody that had nothing to do with the Uchiha massacre. That's my only problem. But besides that, I liked his development.
See, I don't mind that, because then it's kind of like hey, you guys don't deserve happiness if I did. It's kind of like the most extreme hate, when you start to hate people that weren't even involved just because they have what you don't.
And it's just like comparing like part 1 Sasuke with like Taka Sasuke, it's no longer the same character. And I love how Kishimoto changed his hairstyle. He gave him new abilities. He gave him everything different, because he was making like a new Sasuke, but just with the same face. Like, this is no longer the same Sasuke we've ever seen before. And I like the idea of just changing someone so cool and so, mature at the beginning to a guy that's like, I'm colder, I'm darker, I want revenge, I want answers, I'll kill anyone in my way. Like, the concept of just turning someone so dark, I love it. And that's what I'm saying. Curse or not, or being sensitive. Just the idea is, it works very well. And it sucks it only does it for the Uchiha, because like Kakashi could have done the exact same thing, but he chose to go further in the light rather than letting his past, consume him. And that's something Obito, like Kakashi and Obito are the same person, are two different persons of the same being. One fell in the darkness, one fell in the light. Kakashi was able to, accept his dark past, but to move forward. Obito couldn't do that. Either it's because he's an Uchiha and the curse, or whatever you want to say it, or it's because Obito is just an emotional person and he just could not let go of the past. And some people can't let go of the past. Trust me, my own ex won't let go of the past. I understand how that feels. I'm just saying in general, some people just can't move on, but Kakashi was able to.
And I think a lot of that is just because of the circumstances that they were put in. As like Obito, they thought he was dead, right? So he was left there for Madara to find. And then once Madara found him, it was kind of too late, because Madara is very smart and very manipulative.
But people did say Obito had signs to know that he was being taken advantage of by Madara. It wasn't clarified 100%, but there were signs that he was aware of Madara controlling him. I'm not sure, but that's what some fans say.
Yeah, but like what I'm just saying is just that if they would have switched positions, like if Kakashi was the one that fell under the rocks, and for some reason Madara thought, hey, let's take this guy. I'm sure Obito and Kakashi could have easily switched places. It's just Madara's manipulation more so than it is him being in Uchiha at the end of the day.
Definitely,
because Madara is smart and scary. And
I feel like Itachi, like whatever emotions and pain that he was feeling in the like, people keep forgetting that he was playing a character the entire time, and whatever time Itachi had for himself, that's probably when the real Itachi came out. But like it's clearly obvious he'd rather be with his family that are not dead back in the Leaf, but he's doing what he has to do to survive in the Akatsuki, because if he's not in the Akatsuki, he's going to be hunted down by other villages. But whatever pain Itachi was going through, he had to put himself on a lot of healthy. I don't know what was going on, but I'm just saying, like, in general, he had to find some way to control his emotions, and that's something that I feel like Tobirama was explaining, like, some were able to escape it, but they don't really explain how they could. And I think it's just because the more you try to just control yourself, you can just slowly become more of a mature Uchiha, rather than Obito and Sasuke that once that's what I think. I think it all depends on like I feel like it depends on the person, yeah. Because the curse is very like it kind of generalizes the Uchiha, but that's really not like every person is different, right? Yeah, it's like some people can accept more deaths than others. Some people can cry over it. Some people can just have some moments and not cry. Kakashi, he had sad moments, but he moved on. Obito, when he had sad moments, he thinks the whole world should die. That Sasuke and Madara were affected by the curse more than anybody else is because they have the same personality, because they're the same reincarnation, which is why it's also that. But the also the thing is, what doesn't make sense. I don't know if you know this, but whatever you call him,
Hagoromo.
he said to Naruto for some reason that Madara stopped being the reincarnation of Indra. I don't know how. Like I'll send you the.
Isn't that after?
No. It's
after
when.
he,
Wait, after what?
After he was resurrected?
After he became the sixth pass, for some reason Madara was no longer the reincarnation of Indra. He is his own original person.
That's because Sasuke has it. He can't be in two people.
Okay, if you say so. It just doesn't make any sense. Still.
Because, yeah.
I mean, it's hard to be the current carnation when the last one came back from the dead, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they didn't really explain the reincarnation thing very good.
Nope.
Like, I don't know if it was like that it's an actual spirit that's like possessing them, or if it's like just that their essence or some shit is in it, or it's like they are actually reincarnations. Like, I don't know. It's it's very vague when it's explaining it.
Honestly, if Madara took Sasuke as an apprentice, I'm pretty sure they're going to have arguments because he's probably gonna be like, Sasuke, if you want me to train you, you need to let go of your emotions. You need to shut up and let me teach you. Like, if you're gonna be this emotional, I can't teach you anything. Because Madara, he's so chill and he keeps his cool during he literally let Sasuke stab him and he had no reaction.
I mean, he does get kind of crazy, but he doesn't get crazy like emotionally wise. Like he doesn't.
Oh, not at all, not at all.
Sad or angry.
Like we said, like he lived long enough to see his enemies die. Like he doesn't have any problems anymore. Now he can just think to himself. But like we were saying, like Sasuke didn't have that. Like everything that he's ever hated is right there in front of him.
Right.
But yeah,
and I think that if Sasuke would have gotten, like, if Sasuke stayed down the same path, like the path of evil, like Madara did, I think that adult Sasuke would have turned out a lot like Madara and being more calm and more calculated about stuff. I just think that a lot of it has to do with him being so young and having all this hatred in him that he doesn't know what to do with because he's just not as experienced as Madara is.
Sasuke did control himself after learning the truth of Itachi until he met Danzo. That's when everything skyrocketed. That's when he realized, oh look, you got all those eyeballs because all the corpses from my clan. Hey look, you're the reason why Itachi killed everyone. Look, you're the reason why everything is so corrupt still in Hidden Leaf Village. I can understand why that triggered him so more and more.
He said to Itachi, he told Itachi, hey, maybe you could forgive them, but I can't. So I'm gonna go get revenge whether you like it or not, kind of thing.
Definitely. Yeah, it's just in my opinion, I still prefer heavy Sasuke. I just feel like that version of Sasuke still holds up because it just, I don't know, it reminds me of that part 1 vibe Sasuke. Taka Sasuke, he's complicated, he's cool, but I just prefer the original Taka Sasuke because I just like the original goal and path. Like, it wasn't as complicated, and I get why everyone hates Taka Sasuke in general, but for me, he never really made me mad besides the concept of killing innocent people. But besides that, just the, like I said, like just the idea of just going down this dark path is so interesting. Now, the only thing I was always confused by, if you can clear this up for me, like he made it clear to the Hokage in Leaf Village that he was going to protect the Leaf Village. But after Kage was defeated, that's when he was like, okay, I want to kill the current Kage, I want to kill you, Naruto. And it's just like Sasuke already made up his mind, so why would he try to go down that path all over again when he already made his decision? Like, can you clear that up with me, because I never got that part of Sasuke. He already made his decision.
He made his decision to be Hokage himself? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it was before he went to the battlefield. He agreed to protect the village no matter what. And yeah, I guess if you want to add the Hokage thing, but to me, that's when I thought Sasuke completely made his decision. He knows what he wants to do. He wants to respect Itachi's wishes, but after Kage was destroyed and after he got the Rinnegan, then he took action all over again. And that's when I'm starting to think, why would he do that? He already made up his mind, finally.
I think the misunderstanding there is that he did make up his mind to protect the Leaf Village, but what he didn't mention was that he was going to do it in his own way, which included killing Naruto and killing all the current people in charge.
Yeah, but like, why was it written so randomly? Like, it just comes out of nowhere after the Kage's defeat. Hey, Naruto, you're having that nice moment with Minato, but just remember, I'm gonna kill you later. Honestly, it just.
Well, I think most of it was because Sasuke and Naruto still had to have their big final battle.
I kind of feel like the ending of Shippuden just got rushed. Like, I felt like the concept is fine, but how it all just tied in at the very beginning, I mean, at the ending, it just felt rushed a little bit. Like, I still feel like, till this day, in my opinion, the second Naruto and Sasuke fight felt forced. I just felt like they just didn't really have a legit reason to fight anymore. Sasuke found, he found his peace. He got the knowledge that he wanted from the Hokage. He's fighting to protect the world. You're probably getting an idea. Maybe Sasuke has changed. Maybe he's good, but all of a sudden, no, he wants to kill the Hokage and kill Naruto. And I get the idea of doing this to make a whole new village and a whole new world, but it's just coming off this way after everything else that you have done. I can see it's still just confusing fans. Still, but yeah.
I think the fight was more so like, I think that part of Sasuke wanted to be beaten by Naruto. Like, I think that.
Well, he did tell him to kill him.
Like, it was like hey, prove to me that you're going to make that you're going to be the one to make changes and to like protect the Leaf Village.
Mm-hmm.
Like, prove to me, beat me, and prove to me that you can do that, or I'm going to do it myself in my own way, type of thing.
Like, even if he did kill the current 5 Kage and kill Naruto, no one's going to listen to this psycho. Like, from their perspective, he's still a criminal.
Right. I'm not really sure how he would have went about it, but I mean, the thing is, he's so powerful that's like, what are you gonna do?
All right. Well, I think I got everything else I wanted to say. Any final thoughts?
Yeah. Let me just quickly touch on like back on the topic of the curse real quick.
It's still cool.
I agree with you that I think that it's a really cool idea. I like you were saying at the beginning of the video, I love like the fallen hero type characters
and how completely different they are.
I love the Uchiha so much, right? And the curse is the reason that happens in the Uchiha. So yeah, I mean, I think it's like a really, really cool concept. Like, I can't really think of any.
Like, they have the same face and hair, but it's not the same person anymore. Like, Kakashi, like, looks at one look of Obito without the mask. He's like, what the fuck happened to you?
It's just.
I mean, like, Sasuke changed so much on Kakashi's perspective, where he was like, Naruto and Sasuke, leave, because there's gonna be things you don't want to see. And I love, like, that's my issue. I really wish we got a Sasuke and Kakashi fight rather than a Naruto and Sasuke fight, because it's been done so many times. Kakashi trying to kill his own student would make great character development on his perspective, but like, that's how far gone Sasuke was. Like, Kakashi no longer saw him anymore. Like, this is not the same Sasuke we grew up with. This is like a colder and darker Sasuke. It's like, if we don't do something, he's gonna kill all of us. And I just like that. I like that.
I like to think of it. It's very similar to like Darth Vader and Anakin, where Anakin is like a completely different person when he becomes Darth Vader. So it's the same thing with Sasuke, where the hatred has just completely taken over him. There's a lot of parallels that could be drawn.
Do you think Orochimaru could have controlled Sasuke at that level with all that hate? No or no? No.
At what level?
Like, when he's consumed with hatred and he has the ribcage Susanoo. Like, do you think Orochimaru can deal with an emotional Sasuke like that?
Oh no, Sasuke far surpassed Orochimaru. Like, after he was done training him.
Yeah, but he keeps surviving for some reason.
Yeah, because he's a snake.
All right.
In a literal sense and in a metaphorical sense.
All right, so
he's just slippery. Gets away.
So final thoughts. Obito was just more of an emotional person. So was Sasuke. Madara I don't think he was emotional, but he did have hatred here and there. But he was able to control himself eventually. Shisui and Itachi were just born kind-hearted, no matter what. Like, they're the kind of people where I feel like no matter what kind of shit you give to them, they're going to still just be good people in general. And I think maybe that's it. Like, do you agree what we've been over? Some were sensitive, some were not, some were just born nicer than others. Is that what we're going with?
I think it's less of a curse and more so just who these individual people are. Yeah. And it just so happens that the history of the Uchiha has led a lot of their clan members down a poor path.
All right, then. I guess that wraps it up. Thank you, TEEBRY, again for joining.
Welcome.
Subscribe to TEEBRY, subscribe to me, watch your soccer hentai, and have a good night.
Hold up. Soccer hentai?
And that's a wrap.